Good evening, everyone. First, to give an honor to God, my Savior, for allowing me to be here for this very auspicious occasion. My name is Carol Woodside Phillips, and it is indeed an honor and a privilege to introduce the baby sister of the Woodside family of 9, Dianne Woodside Johnson. Dianne was born and raised in Nassau, the Bahamas. She was educated at St. Joseph's Catholic Primary School, St. Augustine's College, and of course, Murray State University, where she obtained a bachelor's degree in finance and a Master of Business Administration degree on a full scholarship. She grew up in a sporting family and was involved in the sport of softball, basketball, volleyball, netball, field hockey, and track and field. She represented the Bahamas at the Carifta Games as a youngster, winning 2 silver medals competing in the 100-meter hurdle. In 1984, she won 2 gold medals in the CAC Games in the 100-meter hurdle and the pentathlon. Dianne also represented the Bahamas on its national volleyball team in 1996. Dianne held the Bahamian record in the 100-meter hurdle for 16 years. She was president and founder, sprint and hurdles coach of Club Moniker Athletics, which is named after our mother, for 15 years, and a coach at St. Augustine's College since 1996. Many athletes from her club have represented the Bahamas in international competitions such as the Carifta Games, CAC Games, Pan American Games, World Youth and Junior Championships, and the Olympics. Dianne is an IAAF World Athletics Level 5 coach. She was elected president of the Bahamas Track and Field Coaches Association in 2010, a position she held for 3 years. She is also vice president of the North American, Central American, and Caribbean Track and Field Coaches Association since 2013. This honoree has traveled with national teams since 2001 as assistant coach and head coach. Her favorite were being head coach of the Junior Pan Am team in 2011, where the Bahamas had its best performance ever, head coach of the Carifta Games in 2012, where the Bahamas won 40 medals, the best showing in many years. Very special to Dianne is being the first female coach of the Elite 2011 World Championship team in Daegu, Korea, and the women's head coach of an Olympic team in London in 2012. She was also head coach of the 2017 World Championship team in London. Dianne also achieved the Bahamas Amateur Athletic Association's Coach of the Year in 2005, 2010, and 2012. She is the proud mother of 15-year-old Rayanne Jade and is married to Terrence Johnson. Dianne has been employed at St. Augustine's College, the Big Red Machine, her high school, for 26 years. I present to you my baby sister, Dianne Woodside Johnson. Thank you.
Good evening to everyone. Thank you, my sister, Carol Angela Woodside Phillips, number 5. In our clan of 9, like she said, I am number 9. And my twin sister who is here today, who also attended Murray State University, is of course number 8. Oh, it is just a tremendous pleasure to be standing in front of you this evening at this very momentous occasion. I'm truly privileged and blessed to have been selected to join a very elite group of individuals who have contributed to the success of sports at Murray State University. Although a great achievement and recognition, I must say this is a truly humbling moment. I'm also truly honored to be joined by my family members and friends who came to support me today. They didn't have to, but they are here. 5 persons came all the way from Nassau, Bahamas, not knowing if they would be here today due to a Hurricane Nicole, that was threatening our country at the time. They came just ahead of the storm, where they were able to catch a flight here into Nashville, and then drive, of course, here to Murray State University. Also from Williamsburg, Virginia, my sister who just spoke, and her friend and partner, Randy. Thank you for being here, Randy and Carol, along with my daughter, Dianne, who goes to school there in Williamsburg, Virginia. I thank you all for making it here, as well as my husband, Terrence Johnson. Hi, Terry, yeah. Who is also here. The former principal of my high school, St. Augustine's College, Ms. Sonia Knoll, she is also here. I am truly humbled by her presence because when she heard that I was going to be honored this evening, she was the first person to text me and say, I am going to be here. So I really thank you, Ms. Knowles, for being here and taking the time out to travel all the way from the Bahamas to be here with us this evening. I thank you, my friend Gwen, who I met here in Murray many, many years ago. She is also here. And I thank you. My niece and nephew is also here. I thank all of you for being here this evening. Murray State University represents a life-changing opportunity to me and 2 of my siblings who also attended Murray State University. My brother was here first, about 2 years before we came along, my sister and I, and he loved it. My mom loved that he was here, and she was happy to see that my sister and I were also going to be here at Murray State University. Coach Margaret Simmons, you took a chance on 2 girls from the Bahamas at the same time. 2 sisters whose mother made contact with you to secure 2 full scholarships for her last 2 children, twin girls. She took a chance by saying yes and offered 2 full scholarships for us to attend Murray State University and to compete for the Murray State University Women's Track and Field program. We came here not knowing what to expect. I remember being picked up from the Nashville airport. Coming from an island that was 21 by 7 miles long, I didn't expect a long and tedious ride to Murray. It was literally and figuratively the longest ride I had ever taken in my life at that moment. It seemed as if we would never arrive to the campus. Upon arrival, we were dropped off at Springer Hall, the girls' freshman dorm, not even knowing that my twin and I were going to be roommates. I'm not sure if it was my mother's doing or if she was in cahoots with Coach Simmons to make sure that we stayed together, but we did that first year. The second year, we stayed at totally different dorms. We pledged totally different sororities. She pledged Delta Sigma Theta, and I pledged Alpha Kappa Alpha. Why, you may ask? We wanted to establish our own identity. When we were home, we dressed alike, went everywhere together, and we thought it was just time to stop all of that stuff. It's ironic that even though we tried to avoid the twin persona, we still ended up in the same profession, teaching and coaching, at the same school, and even married men with the same last name, Johnson. Sometimes God's destiny is just that, his destiny, and no matter how we try to change it, it simply is what it is. Being here at Murray State was an opportunity to explore a different environment, culture, and circumstance. A chance to change and establish a different course for our lives. Coach Simmons, again, I thank you so much for taking a chance on us. And for that, I am so grateful. I would not be standing here today if it were not for you. You made this possible, and I thank you. When I first met Coach Simmons, I immediately loved her. She was kind and gentle, yet very witty and very funny. During the day between classes, we would stop by her office just to say hi. Her desk had limitless amount of material and information on it, and we would just go on her desk, just flip through stuff, and she just didn't say anything to us. She was just an awesome individual, and she always was willing to talk and provide information on whatever we asked from her. I'm not sure if we were very annoying to her, but she accommodated us like another mother. I always sat in the front seat of the bus while Coach Simmons drove to track meets on weekends. It was my seat, and it was my pleasure riding beside her, even though probably I may have slept most of the way. I was not much of a co-pilot. I remember the first indoor season representing Murray State University. It was definitely new to us because, of course, we're from the island, we don't have cold weather, and we were basically an outdoor season competitor. I thought she was going to send us home, how drastic and just horrible the first indoor season was. But as soon as the outdoor season came around, we definitely did our stuff. Personal records were achieved in the 100-meter hurdles, long jump, and high jump. And because of you, Coach Simmons, and your training, we were able to do so well. Your love of the sport and your wisdom and patience was a contributing factor in my success and the success of so many of your athletes. I remember one day at practice, I saw the triple jumpers just in the pit doing some drills. And I said to myself, I think I can do that. I never triple jumped before in my life. And I just did a hop and a skip and a jump into the pit. Coach, you saw me, and from then I became one of your top triple jumpers. I qualified for the NCAA Indoor Championships to compete for the Murray State as a triple jumper. I wished I did a lot better, but it was a wonderful experience to wear the royal blue and gold and represent our university. During conference championships, they were very competitive. This was a time to put Murray State on the map as OVC champions and contenders for the championship. It was time to pull out all the stops and accumulate as many points for the races as possible. So if you could do the event, or any event, that's what you did. What did I compete in? 100-meter hurdles, high jump, long jump, triple jump, javelin, shot put, and both relays. It was a lot, but it was fun and very rewarding to compete for a school that would open doors for me in the future. We won the OVC championship in 1990. And I also got or achieved the OVC Women's Track and Field Athlete of the Year of the meet. Coach Simmons, you were also very much of an inspiration for me that I myself became a coach. First as a high school coach, still am, then junior national, world championship, and Olympic track and field coach. The first woman to coach a world championship team from the Bahamas and Olympic team. Like you, Coach, you gave me the opportunity to further my education. I assisted many athletes that I coached in obtaining athletic scholarships in track and field. I created a club called Club Monica Athletics after my mom, like my sister said. And as a tribute to Murray State University, our colors were, of course, blue and gold. It was my way to give back to the sport that gave so much to me. My classes here at Murray State were very challenging. And I saw one of my old professors earlier and I said, your class was pretty hard. But I graduated cum laude, a little island girl from the Bahamas. And I remember Coach Simmons, you used my SAT score to kind of gauge some of the athletes coming in. Because you said, well, I could succeed with the score that I had and do so well in college, then other students with that type of score would also be able to succeed. So again, I thank you. I will never forget the experiences and education I received at Murray State. It was not my intention to ever become a teacher or a coach, but of course, God's will always wins out. I want to thank everyone here. I see my good friend, one of my moms here at Murray, or in Murray, Shirley Martin, and her husband. I thank you for being there for me. I'm not sure where she's at. There she is. And her husband, Bobby, thank you very, very, very much for being here. To my sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha. I think one of my sorority sisters are here. I think Pam. Yes, thank you for being here today. Again, I say thank you to my family for being here, my husband, my one daughter, my two sisters, my niece and my nephew, my principal. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to the Hall of Fame committee, Dave Winder, who's in constant contact with me throughout the past few months. I thank you. I thank you to everyone who was here today. And I'm so happy to be a part of this class, to again be amongst great elite athletes of Murray State University. Thank you, and again, thank you.